Hello. So, some of you were having some trouble with the Leap Motion controller using it with Google Earth. So I'm going to give you a quick demonstration of how to use the Leap Motion controller with Google Earth. Some of the troubles that people were having with the Leap Motion controller is that as soon as you put your hand into the control field, the Earth starts spinning wildly out of control. And that was a little frustrating for people starting out. I know it was frustrating for me. So here's just a couple of the movements that you'll need to know, the gestures that you'll need to know. If you enter the control field with your fist, nothing happens. So you enter and exit with a fist, and that freezes things from moving. And as soon as you open your hand, things start moving again. The other thing is when you open your hand, you need to have your fingers spread apart. If you have them together, the Earth is going to spin wildly out of control. If you have them apart, it has a different effect once you're over top of the controller. There are going to be arrows. There's fat arrows, big arrows, one on the top, bottom, left, and the right. That'll show about in these places. And that indicates where your hand is over the Leap Motion controller in terms of forward, backwards, left, or right. So when you're over top. The other arrows that you're going to see are arrows, these little skinny arrows. They're look like little lines. And those arrows are indicating the orientation of your hand this way. So counterclockwise, clockwise. The arrows on the side indicate if you are pointing your fingers down towards the computer, to the Leap Motion controller, or up to the sky. In order to zoom in and out of this, to go in, you bring your hand lower. To come out, you lift your hand higher. So it's pretty simple that way. So when you start, you're going to see a bunch of arrows and the Earth is going to be spinning. You basically need to find the center. So you see that skinny arrow? That's indicating I'm turning my hand too far counterclockwise. So I need to turn my hand clockwise until that arrow just disappears. And then there's a big fat arrow just at the bottom of the globe there. If I move my hand forwards towards the computer, that disappears. And as soon as I find kind of that right balance, the Earth stops spinning wildly out of control. And instead, all of a sudden, I have some control as to where we're going. So let's zoom in here and take a look. Whoa, there we go. And it takes a bit of getting used to, but it's super fun to fly around and a good way to show off your Leap Motion controller. So we zoom in to Edmonton here. And we can get a little closer. And if I tilt my fingers up, that's how we get the perspective change. If I tilt my fingers down, we look down towards the Earth here. So we'll just zoom in here. Now forward, if I bring my hand towards the screen, that moves me forward. If I pull back, that moves me back. So here we are at the Parliament buildings in Edmonton, at the legislature grounds. If I close my fist, it should freeze the screen. Pardon me. Freeze the screen and we should be stable and we can look around or let the graphics load or whatever you need to do. Put my hand over as a fist, open my fingers up, and you'll see it kind of goes a little nuts. So you have to get control right away. You have to figure out where your arrows are in relation to your hand, get centered, and then orient yourself again. I've let that go just a little too long. But as you can see, we can basically go down now and check out some of the buildings in Edmonton. Tilt your fingers up. To move forward, just move your hand towards the screen. To move backwards, you pull your hand back. To move left, kind of a strafe, you just move your hand left and right. So if you wanted to look around a building, it's fairly simple. All you do, let's go find a building worth looking around here. Here we go. So here's the legislature building again. So to move around the building, I just move a hand to the left and turn my hand counterclockwise a little bit. And it's very much like strafing in a video game and circling around. Pull my hand back. You can see the lovely fountains there, etc. Pull my hand, lift my hand up, and up we go in the sky. So that's kind of how you use the basic controls of the Leap Motion controller. And you can really kind of zoom anywhere you want. You can fly around quickly or slowly, and then whenever you want, get a better perspective on your Earth and on your world. There you go. I hope you enjoy Google Earth now that you know how to use it, and have some fun with it. And then your friends, when they try, they'll appreciate the amount of time you've put into learning how to do it. So enjoy.